welcome to another podcast. Put me in, coach. And Jose Fernandez, Trela Victoria por el Equipio. Fortunately enough, what that really means is Jose Fernandez bring the victory for the team. So fortunately for that is basically this whole team. This whole video is basically about Jose Fernandez and stuff, and we gotta give the win to him in a way and stuff. Like, this is his game, this is his video, and it's about him in generally. So the lineup today and stuff. Obviously enough, Jose Fernandez is playing third base in his first debut in MLB and for the Diamondbacks and stuff. And unfortunately enough, Nolan Arenado is just taking a break. He did here and there and stuff, but hopefully he can, come back and do some damage and stuff. And then Gabriel Marino was playing DH, not catching. So fortunately, James McCain was playing catching, and then pretty much the rest it's the same and stuff. We kind of started okay in the beginning and stuff, and then kind of went downhill and stuff because we'll go through from that point. Because obviously the Tigers are also a good team as well. So we kind of had some positive and then there's some negative as well. So I just want to talk about those and stuff. And again, the most biggest person from the lineup did the most damage and the most score is Jose Fernandez. It's basically, again, I'm telling you, it's about this kid, So that's a positive for the Diamondbacks and stuff. We're going to go straight to pitching because, fortunately enough, there's not very many pitching-wise and stuff, So Brandon Pfaadt did okay and stuff. Fortunately, he didn't get the win and stuff, but that's okay. He started strong, and then he kind of went downhill a little bit, and then he came in again and stuff, and then basically had a strong ending, basically, and stuff. He went 6 innings, gave 6 hits, struck out 3, walked once, and gave up 5 runs and stuff. And then Casey Mize did really good and stuff. So I understand enough of it's supposed to be. I said Gallon and Screwball was going to pitch in this game. That's what I said yesterday and stuff. That's going to be tomorrow game and stuff, the third game and stuff. So that's what it is. So this time enough we have Brandon Pfaadt and Casey Mize and stuff. Casey Mize went 6 innings, gave 4 hits, struck out 9. That's pretty big for him, and stuff. Gave no walks at all, and only gave 1 run and stuff. So pretty good for him. Obviously, I heard good things about Casey Mize and really good pitcher in that rotation with the Tigers. I wanted to talk about Brandon Pfaadt. It's just so interesting of enough of how what he did and stuff. Basically, the 3rd inning was where things went a little bit downhill for him and stuff. I don't know, he was not getting enough on his pitch and stuff. Also, maybe the batting, the Tigers are just seeing the ball very clearly and trying to put it in play and stuff, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're on the offense side and stuff. Or they might read Pfaadt in a way where knowing what is pitching coming and stuff. So that could be something why enough of the Tigers are hitting off on Brandon in the early of the game and stuff. But fortunately enough, he had a strong couple of innings and stuff. But overall, he did okay. But fortunately, I think Casey Mize pretty much took it over a little bit with his pitching wise and stuff because I think he did more damage on the Diamondbacks and stuff. And then we're gonna talk about the scoring and stuff. This is my favorite right now and stuff because I'm talking about the kid right now. Like this kid is crazy and stuff. Fortunately enough, again, it's his first debut and stuff. At his first at bat, he get his first career base hit at the bottom of the second and stuff, and it was like inside infield and stuff. So showing enough of he has speed just to get to the plate and stuff. Gotta love that. And so he's showing potential of to be a good player. So that's really cool, being your first bat going in, it's not going to be a great hit, but he got to the base, and that's what it matters at the point, putting the ball in play. So anything could happen. Fortunately, it was kind of a little weak. The third baseman had to come in a little bit and stuff, but he showed his speed. So that's what we want. And then, oh my God, I can't believe this actually happened. Carlos Santana, man, I was blowing my mind, just like, what the heck? It's funny, on my notes I put WTF because he gave some air for the Tigers to take the 2-0 lead in the top of the third. And because it was more of a ground ball in, he was in play of and stuff, and there was a runner on third and first, I believe, and stuff. So he got the ball really quick and stuff, and then he was about to throw it at home and stuff, and then he realized he doesn't want to throw there, and then he wants to throw it at first, but it was already the player, the batter or the runner is already there at first base. So we didn't get no outs, and that would actually help the Diamondbacks a little bit more and stuff. I know we won the game and stuff, but we wouldn't. Fortunately enough, Carlos Santana pretty much gave some ERAs on Brandon Pfaadt today. Just because of that play right there and stuff. So that really changed the game big time because the Tigers were really hitting off on Brandon Pfaadt very well and stuff, and that really changed the game and stuff. And I believe it was an error. I would say error to me and stuff. So I don't know what was his playing time, and it was weird. What if I would do and stuff, I would just throw it at home. There was a runner going there, you would get the out. I wouldn't say you would get the out at first and stuff because he was already there. So possibility the runner was already very fast to get to first base and stuff. But just having no play, no desire enough, no throw, just had the ball and stuff. What the heck? What the F? So I don't know. So we gotta skip that because the kid again, Jose Fernandez, hit a solo career home run to make it to 1-5, bottom of the fourth, and then Corbin Carroll hit a 2 RBI double to make it 3-5, bottom of the eighth. Diamondbacks are coming in with these offense and stuff, and big final victory for the Diamondbacks for Jose Fernandez again. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm going back to my notes again. Got his first hit at his first bat. Solo home run on his first career home run. fourth at bat because he went what? Sorry, he went 3 for 4. He probably struck out once, and so this is like his fourth at bat. Got base hit, home run, struck out. What are you thinking is gonna be next? Oh yeah. 3 home run, his second home run in the game to make it 7-5, bottom of the 8th, taking the lead, and then Paul Skeens came in. I didn't even talk about the pitchers, by the way, and stuff, but I don't care. I totally skipped that. Andrew Hoffman and Paul Sewald, they did great and stuff. And Paul Sewell just came in the ninth and just struck out, the side, basically. So maybe that's a good positive thing for Sewell to come in and close the game, honestly enough, on a good. Maybe this is a good sign of what Paul Sewell is going to do for us in the ninth inning. So hopefully for positive things. So we won 7-5, our second win, back-to-back wins, by the way, and stuff. We definitely beat the series over the Tigers and stuff. So hopefully enough for tomorrow, we wanted to sweep them and stuff. Because I just thinking, we gotta win the most of the games we can. And, I wouldn't say go on easy, just not to get, the other team to not get swept or anything and stuff. These games matter very much and stuff. So, I would just take the win no matter what and just go big. And if you don't, you don't. That's just how the game works. And maybe the Tigers are going to go a little tough for tomorrow, just so for them to not to get swept by us. But we do want to beat them. We want to sweep them or anything. It's just we want wins. That's what we want. I'm sorry, not what we want. What we need. There's different words we have to say and stuff. And obviously, no, I'm sorry. I went overhead too enough. I'm excited, bro. I still want to talk about this Jose Fernandez dude. So yeah, that's all the scoring and stuff. To progress, I would definitely say for Brandon Pfaadt, just, hey, this is your first start, of the season and stuff. Hopefully you come back and do good on your second time coming to pitch and stuff. And I wouldn't say, the offense and stuff, the only person did not very well was Carlos Santana and Kento Marte, and even Alec Thomas went to 0-3 and 0-4 and stuff. But the rest got some hits here and there and stuff. Again, I just thinking you got just attack at the plate every single time and stuff. Very close range to get some base hits. I thinking, again, the most big is with Corbin Carroll and Jose Fernandez, just to get some runs, getting back in the game, and so that's very positive and some progress we are absolutely seeing. So bats are alive at this time and stuff, and we like to see that. We want to see more than that and stuff, and hopefully Jose Fernandez can literally show this every single game he's in and stuff. This is a really good start for his career, good for the Diamondbacks as well. Hopefully fans really like him. I like him and stuff. He's very young as well. He's 22 years old and stuff, and he's tall as heck. I cannot believe of this. So he's showing his speed, showing his power, showing what he can do, showing the glove at third base as well. So he's a really good player, and hopefully we can see more from that, and he can progress on those and stuff. Oh, the other thing enough. Oh my God. I'm gonna go back enough of to talk about the pitching coach. He struggles me, man. I don't know why. He should be fired. You know, like I don't know. He just gives a negative vibe to me and stuff. And every single time he comes to the mound and stuff, especially today, talking to Brandon Pfaadt and stuff, I don't know what he's talking to him and stuff. Like, I don't know because it's not working, by the way, and stuff. Because every single time, I saw it twice. You came to the mound, talked to Brandon Pfaadt, and he didn't get out. He didn't get out the inning, and then later on, he had to focus, whatever, and stuff, and do his thing. So, like, I don't know what I don't want to see your face on television. Like, that's basically that. You're fired. Like, come on. Like, fire this dude. Like, I don't know. He's doing a good job, and fortunately, it's not seen from my eyes and stuff. So, Diamondbacks, like, what's going on here? Or, smacked him in the head, something like that. Wake him up a little bit. I think that's the most negative thing probably to say today and stuff. It's just like I don't know what to do about that because I can't. I like to talk to that guy enough of like, hey, like what's going on, like what's in your head, like why you telling these pictures, are you saying f off with all these people and stuff? No, like I just don't know. Whatever. I'm moving on. But obviously enough at the very end of it. Our MVP for today, for the game, you know it. It's the kid, Jose Fernandez, getting his first MVP on this podcast. A big game for him and stuff. This was a good win. I was excited. I was a little afraid enough of the Tigers when they're gonna win this because they got some runs off Fott and stuff, and then fortunately came back and got the victory. And that's what we like to see. We gotta fight back in the game and stuff. That's how you win games and at big times and stuff. And he came big, so gotta love it. Hopefully. We sweep them tomorrow and stuff. So again, big game tomorrow. Zach Gallen versus Tarek Skubal. This time now. I thought it was supposed to be today, but I guess it's tomorrow and stuff. So, Diamondbacks win again. That's what we like to see, and we want to go for 3 in a row. Let's do it. Snakes alive. So, thank you for watching and have a nice day.